Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, January the 20th. I am Bruce Leonard, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal. I'd like to stress that all opinions on Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal, are the opinions of Bruce Leonard and no one else. Bruce Leonard doesn't take Russian money like Benny Johnson or Tim Pool. I don't get my talking points from the fax machine wherever they get theirs every single day, because you see them all over the internet saying the same exact things over and over and over and over, because it's a machine. It's a brainwash machine. Today was all the nut-licking congressmen. Today with the big long, just marks 1 year of President Trump's anniversary of the greatest man to ever walk the planet, and all these fucking fake accomplishments that they say he's done. He hasn't done any of these fucking things. We're living in an alternative reality. I don't know if you know this, but the President of the United States is up at 3 in the morning today, blasting out tweets of pictures of Greenland with the American flag all over, pictures of Canada with the American flag all over. The man is fucking insane. And nobody seems to have the will or the guts to try to stop this fucking guy. He's just going to keep going and keep getting worse until, I mean, I guess when the country starts to collapse and the bottom falls out of the dollar, then maybe they'll jump and do something. But then it's too late, isn't it? The damage is already done. I mean, it's like sitting around watching a man tear up your house. You call a guy to, like, fix your sink in the bathroom, and he goes, all right, I'm going to fix the sink in the bathroom, and he pulls out a sledgehammer and he starts banging holes in your fucking living room wall. And you're like, hey, wait a minute. I thought you were supposed to fix the sink. And people said, I voted for Trump because of the economy. Really? You look at all this other stuff that's going on. You're like, well, and the economy's not any better. You voted for him because the economy. You're like, well, I'm willing to take all the trampling on my constitutional rights and fascist Gestapos running around dragging people off the camps. And I saw a video today. I don't know if you saw this video. This is a true story, 100% true. A man who's an immigrant was having breakfast with his son, who is a U.S. citizen, right? They leave the restaurant. They get in their car. They start to drive, right? This is all on videos. The police pull them over, right? Well, it looks like the police. So they pull over, right? Well, then, like, 10 other cars swarm out, and guys with masks and no badges just jump out of the car with guns out and they go, hey, what the fuck? And he drives off. He's like, what the hell's going on? So he drives off. So they start following him, right? Then they start ramming into his car like 10 fucking times. Then they, I don't know where they were. It looked like they were at a Walmart or a Home Depot or something. But anyway, I guess they pulled in somewhere, and they got out of their car. They started going to the store. And they ran and tackled him. They're holding this 16-year-old boy down with knee on the neck like George Floyd. He's a U.S. citizen. He's yelling, I'm a citizen. Well, I mean, as much as you can yell when you're being choked to death by someone's knee on your fucking neck. And he's like, I'm a citizen. I'm 16. He's 16 years old. Are you proud of this? Is this the fucking kind of people that you want to fucking be? I mean, apparently it is, because you go on the internet, people are like, well, he should have cooperated. They drug another U.S. citizen, a U.S. citizen. They drug him out of his own house. They entered his house without a warrant. Drug him out with shorts on, Crocs, in the middle of Minnesota winter. Threw a blanket over his shoulders. Drug him out of his own house. They get to wherever they take him. They realize he's a citizen, and they just take him back home. Drop him off. They don't. No apology. Nothing. Just dump him in the front yard. Now, jackbooted thugs entering your house without a fucking warrant is a direct violation of the Fourth Amendment of the fucking U.S. Constitution. And these bootlickers are online going, well, they should have just corroborated. Corroborated what? He didn't do anything wrong. Except he's not white. I'm sorry if I sound angry, but I'm fucking pissed. You know, this is when people sometimes go, well, you must be ashamed to be white. And you know what? Today I kind of am. This is what you've let. Like I said on the last show, there's 35 right now. There's a poll right now. What have I been saying all this time? Right? That MAGA is about 30 to 35% of this country, right? And that's it. There's 37% of people, according to this poll, that approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing. Right around the ballpark number that I've been telling you all this time. These are the diehard fascist nutlickers who will go down with the ship. 37%. I said I rounded to 35. Because there's probably 2% of those that are just fucking morons. And are like, yeah, hopefully he's doing all right. You know. It's like, so he's up at 3 a.m. tweeting how he's going to put 200% tariffs on French wine if he doesn't join his peace thing, which costs $1 billion. I don't know if you know this. To join Trump's peace council costs $1 billion, and he wants every fucking major leader to join and pay up. I wish that I was making this shit up. You don't know how much I wish that I was just making this up, but I'm not. We are in La La Land. We are off the chain. The Constitution is gone. Like, until Congress reasserts its authority, right now we're living under the whims of a fucking madman who doesn't even know the difference between Norway and Denmark. He's also very fucking stupid. Like, these are U.S. citizens. The Minnesota police chief of St. Paul said today some of his police officers have been stopped, harassed, asked for their papers to prove that they're citizens, all people of color who are police. Nothing. I've just been ranting, Julia. I'm particularly pissed off today. The pictures of that man, I said, half naked, who's a U.S. citizen being dragged out of his own house. That isn't. And then I just saw the video, I said, of them running into the car of the man and his son. What's their crime? They're not white. It's the only crime. This is the Klan. They're back. Only they're not lynching people from trees. They're just dragging them off to some warehouse somewhere where no one even knows where these people go. And then when the people get there, horrible things are happening to them. I don't know if you heard about this, that there was an ICE agent in an immigration detention facility who's been raping a woman for a whole year. How did he get away with this? Because he told her if he lets her have sex with her all the time, he'll let her see her son. Another guy was strangled to death. Beat. It's a horrible, dystopian nightmare that you've let this country become. And you're just sitting around like nothing is, like everything is normal. It's not normal. And your freedom is at risk. You will be next. You think they're going to stop with this? They're just getting started. This big, beautiful bill just gave $1 billion. And they're spending it. And they're hiring all the Proud Boys and all the fucking Nazis they could get their fucking hands on. This is just the beginning. And if you think that you're just gonna ride this out, sooner or later, you gotta pick a side. It ain't Republicans versus Democrats. It ain't liberals versus conservatives. It's America versus MAGA, and that's it. MAGA needs to be crushed and destroyed, and people need to go to prison, and laws need to be written to prevent this kind of thing from ever happening again. If you ask me, like, this is unacceptable. And again, the amount of spineless bootlickers in this country who are just willing to just willingly give away their freedom astounds me. For a whole lifetime of being preached to about how American freedom is so precious and delicate, and you gotta worship the military because they keep us free. They're like, and now that same kinds of people are fucking got their necks, got their boots on necks all over this country, and no one seems to care. I'm dragging people off. I said to God knows where, and I said, well, where horrible things happen to them. That Congress people try to go to see these places, they won't even let them in. They said, you got to give us a week's notice. A week's notice. And then imagine if Child Protective Services called you and was like, we're going to come over in a week. Make sure that, that you're taking care of your child. Of course, in a week, you're going to put everything right. You're going to make everything look good. Like, the surprise is part of the gig. That's why it's called oversight. It's not oversight if they have to tell you when they're fucking coming. It's... And he's not looking, like I said, these congressmen, they're like, well, President Trump's the greatest. We need to get Greenland. Trump doesn't even know anything about it. Half the shit he tweeted last night is false. He's like, there's no paper that shows Denmark owns Greenland. Yes, there is. We fucking signed them. They're called treaties. There's all kinds of historical record. These are the same people that go, sovereignty, talk about sovereignty. United States sovereignty. We gotta maintain the sovereignty. It was like, yeah, but you don't care about the sovereignty of these other countries, do you? Obviously, you're just gonna take whatever you fucking want. Here's something funny I noticed. You ever notice this? You notice there ain't more drug boats anymore, all right? Since they got that dude and they got the oil and the money, what happened to the drug boats? There never were any drug boats. They straight murdered 100 fucking people out in the ocean. Straight murder. They didn't offer one shred of proof that these people were drug traffickers. Now, were some of them? Maybe. But don't you think that they should have to show you some proof? No, we have murdered 100 people. They're drug traffickers, very vicious drug traffickers. It's like, why didn't you show it? And when there were drug traffickers that were still alive that you fished out of the ocean who happened to survive your fucking murder attempt, you didn't bring them back here and put them on trial, did you? They just quietly sent them off somewhere. People take this. I have no respect whatsoever for fucking people like flag waving fucking patriotic Americans. You're fucking full of shit. Flags become like a Bible, like something to hide behind while you do horrible shit. That's it. If you're waving flag around and you're talking about how much of a patriot, like I said the other day, it's just like there's a guy somewhere with the "Don't Tread on Me" thing and behind him and a fucking Punisher skull, and he's like, all I gotta do is comply. Just give away your Fourth Amendment rights. Who gives a shit what it says? Don't tread on me in the back. Well, you know, it's negotiable. These are fascist bootliggers. Like, I'll give you an example how they walk in lockstep unison all the time. I don't know if you saw that Don Lemon, apparently an ICE, he's an ICE agent, and he's also a pastor at the super conservative fucking Ku Klux Klan church, I'm sure. Because I don't know if you know that either, but the Ku Klux Klan was a Christian organization. There were whole churches of Klan people. Churches. It's like I said, the Bible is just another thing to hide behind while you do horrible fucking shit. And so, anyway, so Don Lemon went to this church to confront the pastor and say, how can you preach God, the Word of God, and be part of this horrible fucking shit, basically. So, now they all want Don Lemon in prison, right? So, the whole machine is all day, turn on your Facebook and scroll around, you'll see it. They're all saying the same shit. Don Lemon should be in jail. Don Lemon. He violated the Klan Act. A black man going into a racist white church violated the Klan Act somehow. This is the most absurd shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. But anyway, they're all on it. Just look at, and if you have any conservative pages in your feed, I defy you to go there right now and go look at them. And you will see what I'm talking about. They're all saying the same thing. They're all after Don Lemon now. They want him in jail. He violated his First Amendment rights by exercising his First Amendment rights. By trespassing in a church, which is also a public space. This is the dumbest dystopia you've ever fucking seen. They're fucking morons. This guy says yesterday, that guy who went to I told you about, that went to the Nazi guy. He goes down to the ICE protesters. I'm going to have a pro-ICE protest. And he's basically alone. He's by himself. He's yelling white power and all kinds of shit. People got pissed off. They start pushing him around, get him out of there. A black guy saves him, takes him out, right? He's literally yelling white power. I said on somebody's post, the guy's a fucking Nazi, bro. And this guy, he's not a Nazi. He's not a Nazi. He's literally screaming white power. But he's not a Nazi. But what do you call a Nazi then? They're fucking stupid. That's the bottom line. They're brainwashed and stupid. You gotta be stupid to say you're gonna give away your fucking constitutional rights. These are U.S. citizens. These aren't even immigrants. You want to have an argument that, like, oh, the guy that lived in there was an undocumented immigrant, so therefore he doesn't have any rights, and they kicked out his door or whatever. Maybe that might be a legal loophole you can crawl through. But this guy is a U.S. citizen. So, what did they do? Just what they always do. They made up a bunch of lies. They said, oh, there were two sex offenders that lived in the house, and they were looking for them, but he wouldn't cooperate, so then they grabbed him, and it was like, there's no sex offenders that live there. He lives there with his fucking son and his nephew. None of them are sex offenders. This was, oh, some sex offenders lived there 2 years ago at that address, and so these are incompetent fucking... It just tells you, like, rather than... They will never admit that they made a mistake, they did anything wrong. They will just lie and lie and lie and lie and keep lying until they're like little fucking children. But worse than children because they got guns and shit. And they also own all the nuclear weapons and all the biggest military in the fucking world. These are... We are in big trouble. And I don't think that people grasp the level of trouble that we are in. The Danish are now selling off all of their U.S. assets. that they have in their pension funds and all kinds of shit. And other European countries are going to start doing the same thing. And you know what's going to happen? The bottom is going to drop out of the U.S. dollar. And then what's he going to do? We're going to be left broke and alone with no allies and everyone hating our guts. And then what'll happen? Countries won't loan us any money anymore, so how's he going to run up a deficit all the fucking time? See, this is... But see, this is the problem, is these people are too stupid to understand the depth of the damage that's being done. It's going to take decades to recover from this, and we're not even at the bottom of the barrel yet. Like I said, he keeps pushing these European countries, pushing them, and threatening them, and he's gonna invade Greenland and take it. He's gonna put tariffs on everything. He's gonna 200% wine differentiate. He's gonna, and Denmark, I said it today, said fuck it. They're going to divest from the United States. What does that mean? Sell all their bonds and treasuries that they hold on to with their pension, all the investments of the pension fund, which is billions and billions of dollars. And then, when other countries start doing that, what happens? The dollar will become worthless. The only thing holding up the dollar is that people are investing in it. If people divest from it, it ain't going to be worth a shit. You think that can't happen here? You think hyperinflation can't happen here, where you got to put stacks of cash into a wheelbarrow to go buy some fucking bread? Oh, it can happen. It's gonna happen. In the meantime, while this is happening, he spent all this money going around fucking terrorizing people. And people are like, yeah, I voted for this. This is what I want. Really? This is what makes me believe too, what I have said multiple times on this show, is that what you see on the internet is not real. Half of it's not real. It can't be real. There can't be people that are, and you look at the polls. The polls don't match the Facebook or whatever. You know, they say 95% of people are against Trump taking over Greenland or whatever. And then you go online and then you see all these comments. Well, we need Greenland. We got to do it. You're like, who are these people who are commenting? They're not even real people. Or they are real people, or they're paid people who are sitting in Indonesia or somewhere. You know, just commenting away on Facebook. And like Mark Zuckerberg doesn't know about this. He can't do something about this. Instead, he's helping them amplify and pump mega propaganda all over the fucking place. I don't know if you've seen the White House page. I defy you to just go look. Challenge you. How's that? Just go look at the White House Facebook page. Just scroll down and look at the levels of complete North Korean level, complete fucking bullshit. Donald Trump sent a letter to Norway, right? And said that because they didn't give him the Peace Prize, he no longer feels obligated to think about peace anymore. This is a man with the mind of a 5-year-old child. And petty, with a bunch of grievances that he's going to take out on everybody in the whole world, apparently. And we're just going right along with it. Like, oh, this is totally normal. This reminds me, I said to the other point that I've made numerous times, there is nothing a U.S. president can do to get impeached. Nothing. They might as well just take the impeachment clause out of the Constitution, because they're never going to use it. Because if there was ever a time that you had to remove the duly elected president of the United States for the good of the country and the world, it would be right now. So you got groveling nut lickers like Randy Fine and Tom Cotton and yeah, exactly. Laura says, I think Rohan, my 6-year-old, is more mature than Trump. Yes, I believe he is. He's rambling on for 20 fucking minutes about how he used to play Little League Baseball. I mean, this is the President of the United States. And he's clearly unraveling right before your eyes. And we're only 1 year into it. Not to mention all his fucking policies are fucking stupid and anti-American. These people need to go to jail. And like I said, strong laws need to be written for this to never happen again. And do you realize that Trump and his family have made $1.8 billion since he became the president again? The corruption is on a level never seen before. It's like third world corruption. Meantime, he's going to, just like every third world country, he's going to trash the economy, ruin the dollar. He's going to destroy the Federal Reserve if he can. Well, Laura, is supposed to be against the law, but apparently there's no laws. That's what I'm saying. There needs to be strong laws written after this is over to never allow this kind of thing to happen again. We got to get out of this first. You know what's going to happen, don't you? He's waiting. He's going to declare that Insurrection Act, but not until it's close to the midterms. And then he can declare a martial law and keep people from voting. That's what he's going to try. That's my prediction. Again, bold prediction here on Bruce Leonard Leans Left. I like to try to, pontificate the future. I see a dark future, like I said, where he tries to invoke the Insurrection Act right before the midterms, put the military on the streets and scare everyone from voting. It's the only way he's going to hold on to his little power, so that the Democrats don't take back the Congress. And then once they take back the Congress, impeachment, oversight, all these things will happen. He knows that. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. You would think that these bootlickers would wake up when it was U.S. citizens who were being drugged around, choked out, and kicking down their doors without warrants. You would think that would wake people up, but no. Well, you gonna get rid of these immigrants? And like I said before, it's only going to get worse, because what they sell is toxic propaganda. And the only way to keep the people coming back is for the propaganda to get more and more toxic. They can't wake up tomorrow and be... Like I said, they're not going to wake up tomorrow. People like Matt Walsh, who's a fucking Klansman. He's... I don't know if you... Like I said, again, I don't know if you ever watch these people or listen to them talk. But Matt Walsh is a Klansman, basically. The things he says. They're saying Klan... Now they're trying to whitewash the history of slavery. Like, people don't know the history of slavery. And it's him and Megyn Kelly were talking about. So, history of slavery has been used to make America look bad. I swear to God. And I saw it across, again, multiple things. So this is another theme they're going to start hammering on. Well, you know what that is? That's straight Klan propaganda, Klan talking points. That's what it is. And now it's the platform of the Republican Party. It's insane. And people, you can take here. I have it. I don't know the year, but this is an old document. Now listen to this, and you tell me it's not the same. This is the Klan. The Klan's fight for Americanism. The Ku Klux Klan is on last Thanksgiving Day, past its 10th anniversary. In one decade, it has made a place and won a record for achievement which are almost, if not quite, unique in the history of great popular movements. It has not merely grown from a handful to a membership of millions, from poverty to riches, from obscurity to great influence, from fumbling impotence to the leadership in the greatest cause now before the American people. All these are important, but not vital. What is vital is that in these years the Klan has shown a power to reform and cleanse itself from within, to formulate and vitalize fundamental instincts into concrete thought and purposeful action, to meet changing conditions with adaptability but without weakness, to speak for and to lead the common people of America, and finally to operate through the application of practical patriotism to public life with increasing success, and along the only constructive lines to be found in the present welter of our national thought. Stephen Miller could have wrote that. As a matter of fact, that's what he does. He just rewrites this shit. It's the same shit. It's Klan shit. And again, today, I feel a little ashamed to be white in this country. It's disgusting. And I'd like to clarify right away that these people do not represent me in any fucking way. I always said that people I was in a race war say, I don't want a race war. Why? Because I have to hang out with them? I used to tell my black friends, we need to come up with a tattoo or something, a signal. She's like, oh, he's one of the good ones. See, Kim, I don't agree with you that, but as Kim says, I think it's more simple than anyone realizes. Pour money into the campaign to get Trump reelected because they know he will say the quiet parts out loud. Once everyone is pushed to the edge, they will Article 25 or impeach him and slide J.D. Vance over to POTUS. He's backed by Peter Thiel, who wants to be a robot. The chaos is by design. No, but here's the deal. They don't need to just impeach Donald Trump. They need to impeach every single motherfucker in this administration and put them in jail. That includes Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Kristi Noem, Tom Homan, that fucking lying bitch that does the fucking press briefings every fucking day. These people need to be gone. Period. All of them. It's not just impeach Donald Trump and let the... That's like what they did in Venezuela, right? Kidnap the president and just put the vice president in charge. The same regime is there. It's the same regime. The same one that they said, oh, was involved in drugs and all this other shit, right? Was why they had to do this. I'm telling you right now. Nicolas Maduro did something to Trump that Trump took as a slight. Or Maduro told him he can't build any Trump towers there. He can't. Something occurred that made Trump hate. Yes, Costello, Saturday is still on. I will mention that at the end towards the end of the show. Yeah. They all need to go. You're not just going to slide the hipster Nazi into the presidency. No. No. He needs to be gone too. Banished from public life to never fucking speak again. I should take a list of all the horrible, terrible lies that J.D. Vance has said and just start saying them about him. You know, like J.D. Vance, he's cats and dogs. That's that shit. Don't let your pets around him. Did you hear? What? Did you hear? Yeah. Well, no. J.D. Vance, yeah, he likes to grill dogs on Saturdays. That's like Not hot dogs. Dogs. It's like, oh yeah, he took his neighbor's dog, killed him. I mean, if he could just say wherever he wants, then so can I, right? These are the most disingenuous shitbag fucking people that have ever walked the face of this fucking planet. And like I said, they all call themselves Christians. If you're Christians and that what it means to be a Christian, then go fuck yourself. How about that? Take your fucking Bible and shove it up your fucking ass. Because that's what it's worth. You couldn't have possibly have read that book and come away being such a fucking soulless shitbag human being. That's why I never liked organized religion in churches. It's all political bullshit. It's just a societal exercise. Where everybody goes to the little group and then they find the pecking order, It ain't got nothing to do with God or Jesus. It's got to do with showing up on Sunday with wearing some fancy shit and showing off how much money you got. Or whatever, Ain't got nothing to do with being a better human being or fucking even being a human being at all, apparently. Yeah, but Julia, him dying ain't gonna solve the problem we just said. J.D. Vance probably worse. He's younger, more ambitious. And you've already seen he's willing to just sell any fucking kind of, principles or philosophies he ever had. He doesn't have any philosophies. His philosophy is advancing J.D. Vance and getting power for J.D. Vance. That's it. He's the most vapid, empty, soulless shitbag. One of the worst I've ever seen. Rubio is pretty bad now. I mean, if you listen to some of the stuff that Rubio used to say, and you see him now, it's amazing. I mean, it must be what they say, like power corrupts, I mean, you give him a little bit, just give him a little taste. Kim says, I'm a veteran and this sucks. I went to Amsterdam in April 2025. The people I met everywhere asked me if I was okay because of all of Trump's crap. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Kim, that's another thing that the Christian nationalists don't like Vance because his wife is brown. Yes, and his kids. He said that was her biggest flaw. Did you see that? He said that out loud. He said, my wife's biggest flaw is she's not white. Why you reckon he married an Indian woman? Because no white women would fuck him. That's why. Probably. Just like anything else he'd done in his life, he fucking said to her whatever he had to say to convince her that, he lied his ass off, I'm sure. You think if she knew she was marrying a hipster Nazi, that she would have married him? See, back then he wasn't a hipster Nazi. He was called Trump Hitler. He was pretending to be a man of principle. So the opportunity came to sell out all of his principles to gain more power, and that's exactly what he did. Notice you don't see his wife too much anymore. Yes. Yes, I'm sure her family, I'm surprised they didn't disown her. They're like, you married a hipster Nazi? It's like, I don't know what the word is in India for banishment, but it's like, it's time to get banished. I still think that, no, but that's what I was getting ready to say, Julia, is he married an Indian woman also because, well, one, because no white woman would fuck him, and two, because she's subservient. Indian culture teaches the wife to be subservient to the man. Now, it doesn't always work in the Americanized Indian households, but I'm saying traditional Indian culture is like most Asian culture. It's a male-dominated culture. And women are taught to be breeders, basically. You know, women are there to take care of the house, take care of the kids, keep their mouths shut. You know, it's like that's exactly what he wanted. And they won't divorce. So you talk a foreign woman into marrying you, she's stuck with you for life, unless she wants to violate her, say culture, and then risk, like, again, her family disowning her and all this other shit. Shit that used to happen to Christians. No, that's what I said, Laura. I was quick to clarify. Like, in the Americanized Indian households, it ain't always like that. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said that. Because I know it's probably ain't like that in your house. Or, the people that you nanny for. But traditionally, women do what they're told in Indian culture. Some have arranged marriages and everything. There's been stories, lots of stories, where they arranged marriage. The daughter said, I'm not marrying this guy, so they fucking kill her to maintain honor. I'm not kidding. It's true. This has happened numerous times in America, where people weren't Americanized, so they were still living their own cultures, Like I said, people that move here, born here, raised here, they're not so stringent on the heritage culture or whatever. But I never heard Usha Vance talking too much. She just always there. So it seems to me like she's probably from the traditional Indian culture, where she just says stand behind her man and keep her mouth shut. I bet if you ask her, she probably want to divorce his ass, but she can't. She's stuck. She had children with this fucking monster. And do they have money? Yeah. Does that solve all their problems? I'm sure not. I'm sure she's miserable as fuck. Look, well, we got $100 million in the bank. That don't matter. Your life sucks. That's why chasing material things is empty. Very empty. Because I said, all that money and all that shit, they ain't make you happy. Happiness comes from within you, inside you. All right. I'm going to get sidetracked for a second because I want to tell this fucking story. Why? Because I have a grudge on. Right, Laura? Laura says she has to be careful. She might end up dead like his other ex-wife. Did Vance have a wife that died? I didn't know that. I have to look that up. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought Usha was lucky to get any woman. Have you seen the man? He's a fucking monster. Like I said. Anyway, it's funny. So me and Laura went to see G Love and Special Sauce. I want to preface the story by telling this first, because this is not a detraction on the venue that I'm about to speak about, because it was a nice place. I really liked it, but it's very small, very small. It's a little tiny intimate venue with seats and a stage in the corner. It fits. I don't know how many people you think could fit in there. I didn't look. I didn't hit the number, but I mean, it's not a lot. 300 at the most. Oh, okay, Laura, I got confused. I thought you meant J.D. Vance. Anyway, 300 people maybe at the most fit in there, you think? So, I saw a poster on the wall that said, Vanessa Carlton is playing at this place. Now, do you remember Vanessa Carlton? Right? At one time, she was quite popular. Played giant venues, probably, stadiums or at least big giant theaters. She's a girl that plays the piano. She sang that song, "Taking a walk downtown and I wanna miss you," or whatever. It's a fucking terrible song. Anyway, so the point of the story is this: years ago, I was a stage hand. I told you I've been in show business my entire life. So we were working at this place called the Madison Theater down in Covington. They're having a benefit show for breast cancer. 500, Laura says. It's okay. So if it's 500. So anyway, there's a benefit show. Of course you Googled it, Laura. You don't have to tell me that. Laura is the Google queen. Anyway, so there's a benefit show for cancer, right? Well, one of those shows where like 10 artists are going to play like 3 or 4 songs each, right? She plays the piano. So we had to set up the stage. It's called a back line when there's a show like that, which is where everybody uses the same equipment because you can't switch 10 acts, and it's just logistically impossible. You could do it, but it would take lots of time. So they set up what's called a back line, and everybody uses the same equipment. So they bring in a baby grand piano for Vanessa Carlton, right? We set all this stuff up. Well, she shows up to the cancer benefit and goes, "I'm not playing a baby grand piano. I'm not playing unless you can get me a full grand piano." This is like 2 hours before the show is supposed to start. So we had to scramble around, call all around town, find the grand piano, get it, bring it back, set it up. A guy has to come in and tune it to play a benefit show for cancer where she's only going to play 3 or 4 songs. And I was like, what a fucking bitch. And now I see that she's playing places like the Ludlow Garage, and I'm so fucking... Karma does exist. I want to go there and sit in the front row with the big sign. That says, "You can't even fit a grand piano on this stage, bitch." It's like, so I've been around show business my whole life. I've met and seen lots of famous people, even people that I've heard lots of terrible things about, and I've never seen anything like that ever. It's a benefit show for cancer. Shut the fuck up and play your fucking 3 songs. You gotta play rock star at cancer benefit. You are a fucking cunt. Anyway, so Vanessa Carlton is now playing little tiny venues like the Ludlow Garage, which is a good place. I'm not denigrating it. I just think it's funny how far she's fallen. Why don't you take a walk downtown, bitch, and find your career? Because obviously it's gone. Because probably you were a bitch to everyone you fucking met. And I said, you can't even fit a grand piano on that stage. She's going to be playing like a Casio keyboard. And I want to be there so bad. And she does like all the other artists. Come out here and buy some merch and I'll talk to you. I'll go out there and wait in line and get up there and say, I don't want to buy no merch. I just want to tell you that I was there when you fucking played Rockstar at cancer benefit. I just want to tell you, you're a fucking bitch. And I'm glad that your career's in the shitter. Normally I don't gloat at people's misery or unfortune, but in this particular case, yes. John says he probably got her online. Usha Vance, mail order Brian. No, Laura, we're not going. I don't want to see her. I could probably just sneak down the stairs from upstairs and at the end of the show and call her a bitch. I don't have to sit through her fucking terrible show. Do I like Buddha? You know what? I've never been to like a Buddhist temple or where. I don't know anything about their organized religion, but the Buddhism itself, pretty cool. See, Buddhism is closer to what I think of. It's like if there is a God, right? You don't need other fucking people to get in touch with him. He's inside of you, or he should be, right? You're one of his creations, and God has his finger on everything he's created, right? That's what they say. So therefore, you could speak directly to him. You don't need to go to a building with a bunch of other fucking people and put $10 in the fucking plate. Sean says they have good food. Who? The Indian people? Yes, their food is delicious. When I was in college, this is true. Now these people aren't Indians; they were Pakistanis. But there were some Pakistani students that lived upstairs. I lived in an apartment off campus. And it's one of those apartments that look like a hotel, kind of like it was like 2 stories. There's apartments on both stories. Well, they lived upstairs and we lived downstairs. And one day they come to the door and they knocked on the door. I didn't know these people. I opened the door, there's a Pakistani man standing there. Kid, you know, we were in college, so he's probably like 20, 19. And he says, "Excuse me, but today is our Christmas." You know, I don't know what he said it was, but it was a holiday that they had. It was like, he said, he's like, it's like our Christmas. And our tradition is to feed our neighbors. So would you like to come upstairs and enjoy some food? And that blew my fucking mind. Like, what? Your Christmas tradition is to just feed your neighbors? That's fucking amazing. And it made me realize just how soulless and our culture is. And I mean, these people say, we have to protect our culture and heritage. What is our culture? Of being selfish shitbags. That's what they teach you. It's a dog-eat-dog. It's capitalism. It's everybody's against everybody. It's dog-eat-dog. You can't give people this. Don't give poor people nothing. They're leeches, you know. These people I never met came downstairs, knocked on the door, and invited me upstairs. And they went up there. They had big, giant pots of food they were cooking. They were feeding the whole apartment complex. Except the racist shitbags that wouldn't go, of course. Sour eat the garbage third world food. It's like, yeah, Sorkin. It was very nice of him. It blew my mind. You know, I'm from Midwest, you know. When I was growing up, there were no Indian people around here. There weren't even Mexican people around here. Mostly whites and blacks, and that was it. I mean, there were some, but it wasn't, not like it is now. But it was like, wow, their tradition is to feed their neighbors? That's fucking anti-American. You know what that is? It's communism. That's what they would say. Here, that's some socialist bullshit. This country is quickly, rapidly becoming a place I don't recognize anymore. And like I was telling Laura, it does not represent me in any way. And I think more and more and more and more about getting the fuck out of here. Unless we can fucking save it, you know. I don't know how that's, like I said, I fully expect what I said to happen. That Trump is holding this Insurrection Act in his pocket. That's why he keeps bringing it up, talking about it. Because he's just waiting for the right time. He's just going to keep on doing what he's doing until it gets so far off the chain that it's close to the elections. Then he's going to declare the Insurrection Act. He's going to flood the streets with military. Right? Laura says, I remember once my ex-husband, who was from California, and I toured the public school here in Kentucky, and he kept asking me where the non-white kids were. Right? They're not here. I remember I moved to Florida, right, for 10 years. Right? And then I moved back after 10 years living in Florida. And I was driving out to Bloomington, Indiana, to do a comedy show. And on the way there, I saw a Mexican restaurant, like a real Mexican restaurant. And I was like blown away. I was like, oh, wow. It's like, the Mexicans have made it out here. And then that's when I realized that, I mean, you could see it coming right then. Because I thought to myself, I bet the white people around here are freaking out. Like, where do they think the mega comes from? That was like the very beginning of it. And people went, oh no! The Mexicans are here. Well, let's go get a burrito. That's everything that kills me. They'll eat that food. It's all such hypocritical bullshit. It's all such, like I said, medieval, tribal bullshit that we shouldn't even be talking about. Is 2026. These mega people want to drag us back to 1950. We're burning coal and getting rid of the immigrants. Put women back in their place in the kitchen. And you hear Donald Trump say the Civil Rights Act was very bad for white people. Yes. So is ending slavery. It's like, it's very bad for white people. You know how much money we were making? He just says this shit out loud. I said, it's the Klan. They just took the hoods off and put on their red cap. But they're the Klan. Complete with Klan talking points. Like I said, they're just going to get worse and worse because the machine can't wake up tomorrow and go, oh no, we're destroying America, and have to say, well, we're sorry, but we've been lying to you all this time. It's like, that's not going to happen. The lies are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and more and more and more outrageous and more fascist and more to the right, because that's the only place they got to go. They've already got to the point where they said no one on the right is an enemy, which means that they accept the Klans and the Nazis and everybody else, because to them it's us and them. Laura says J.D. Vance announces his wife is pregnant with their 4th child. Yeah, I'm sure she's thrilled. Although, for her, there's children all she got in the prison she lives in now. She had to have sex with him. Did he fuck her before or after the couch? Right, fucked her on the couch. That's like double fucking hot for him. Can I fuck you on the couch? You know how I like the sofa. Anyway, I have to tell you guys, I'm not going to be here on Saturday because I will be at the Shift Restaurant and Bar, 850 North Walnut Street in Batesville, Indiana, with my friends Jay Armstrong and Tony Cordenbrock. We'll be doing stand-up comedy there. So if you're in Indiana or in that area, thank you, Zorkin. I'm glad you enjoy it. Anyway, I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy. I told you, I've been putting my toes back in the water. Feels good. So the show won't be happening on Saturday, just so you know. Maybe I'll do something Well, I always say that, but I ain't gonna be able to. I'm always like, well, maybe I'll do it on Friday. Or it's like, no, Questel, it's only 50 minutes away, about an hour. Which for a comedy show is pretty close. Yes, me and Laura will be there. We want to meet all of you if you want to come. Anybody that wants to come and is in the Indiana area, it's at Batesville, Indiana. Anyway, the place is pretty nice. I looked it up. Yes, John, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you. Like I said, we don't see each other enough. Party. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. But please remember, take a minute to think about it. Even if you're a Trump supporter. What you're giving away. Because you're not going to get it back. Yeah, that's what I said, Laura. I forgot. We're going to Red Lobster on Friday. So, I can't do it yet. What, John, on the way to Batesville? Batesville, Indiana. They said it's called the Shift Bar and Grill. Shift Bar and Grill, restaurant and bar. I'm sorry, 850 North Walnut Street, Batesville, Indiana, 47006. It will be Saturday night at 8 p.m. I am headlining the show, so Jay's will go first, and then Tony Cordenbrock will go second, and then I will close. Which means you'll get about 45 minutes to an hour of Bruce Leonard stand-up comedy. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. But like I said, think about it. Because once you give away your freedom, you're not getting it back. And you're well down the road to giving it away. So one leg's already out. You let them kick out the other leg, you're going to be falling down, and that's the end of it. So stand the fuck up. Stop being such spineless bitches. This is America. You're supposed to fucking rebel. That's what we were founded on, isn't it? It's like, bootlicking ain't the American way. It's like... Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I will be here Thursday, 6 p.m. as usual. As always, I said you want to message me, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, all that shit. Tell your friends about the show if you like it. Zorkin, I'm sorry we didn't get to chat more. Please come to Batesville if you're close by there, and we can meet in person. You can judge for yourself if I'm worthy of having a show. I love you guys. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Good night.